YouTube? This your boy Oscino back with another review, and this time we are reviewing Two Distant Strangers. Now this is a Oscar nominated short film that is starring Joey Badass, Zaria Simone, and Andrew Howard. The premise of the movie is Joey Badass trying to get home to his dog when he's a victim of police brutality, and every time he dies, he has to live that same event over and over again. He wakes up, the movie starts with him waking up from a one-night stand, and he's trying to go home to his dog. Like, he even like have a conversation with his dog, and he's just like, I'm trying to get home to you, like, and he's talking to him like a regular human being. So he gets home. Like, he bumps into a guy, spills his coffee, and they apologize. Not even a big old confrontation, but the cops just comes in and asks him, what are you doing? And it's like, everything all right. And it basically goes from there. It's just like, he's not doing anything, and like, you're killing him. So every time he kills him, he wakes up and he's back into the room where he had the one night stand with. So he's trying, so every time he's killed, he's living that, he goes back to that one spot and he's living that over and over again. So it's basically like a Groundhog's Day effect. So what do I think about the movie? Well, I have my pros and I have my cons to it. The pros, some of my pros, I love the cinematography. I think it was shot well. I think the scenes were moving very well. I think for a short film it was very fast paced. And I feel like it just got to the point you're not missing anything. The acting. Most people know Joey Badass as a rapper. And I know he did some acting in the Wu-Tang series, but I feel like this one right here, you will be impressed with his acting skills. I think he does a phenomenal job. I think a lot of, all three of the people here, Joey Badass, Zaria Simone, and Andrew Howard, I think they all do a phenomenal job with their acting skills and what that was given to them. Especially Zaria Simone, when they rein in, you can see her acting range of her being scared. I think that was really good. To me, that was really, really good acting. The chemistry from each of them, I think it was very top notch. Now, this could be a positive or negative depending on how you review this music, but that's the story. The story is very linear, but it does have a message, obviously. When you get to the end of the movie, basically there's because it's about police brutality. Let's be real. It's about police brutality and how, like, people are a victim of police brutality where they're not doing anything or little to nothing at all and doesn't warrant a death, let alone someone arresting, but let alone someone's death. And it shows how police are just super erratic and like give it it shows how people like how quickly the police are to jumping on you and like you're not doing anything and you're not obstructing the law or anything. Now, depending on where you stand on black traumas and like have you seen this movie before, or you're just like people who like cops, like you may not like this movie because it does look at cops bad, but at the same time, like, he's literally not doing anything. He's literally not doing anything. The cops just fucking with him for no reason. That's happened. But to me, there is, like, you can say the message of it is obviously the police brutality, especially at the end when they have the list of names like Eric Garner, Philando Castile, Atatia Jefferson, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. The list of the names goes on. It has all these names on here, and it's basically all these people are victim of police brutality, and these are the people that's lost their life for doing nothing. Elijah McCain, you know, all these names, and all he wants to do is just get home to his dog. Like, that's where it leads off to. So there's now the cons of the movie. Like I said, the story is one of them. It can be either or, whether which you sit on the plane of that. Black trauma. Like, there's been a talk lately about how people, now I don't want to say lately, but you know, this has been a thing, like people were saying, like, I'm tired of slavery movies. Like, we've been having 12 years of slave, and like some people say Django. I don't look at Django as a slave movie. I think it's a Western. It has slaves in it, but I wouldn't really consider it a slave movie. 12 Years a Slave, though, yeah, you could say like that black trauma. I guess Harriet Tubman, movies like Central Park 5, Them, and hell, even Get Out, even though people like Get Out, but like, people are tired of seeing like these black traumatic movies and all that other stuff. Like, I think it's to a point where I feel like people just want to see something different. So, you know, the way you feel about Black Trauma, you may not like this. You may not like this movie, or you be like, I'm sick and tired of seeing it. But to me, I thought it was done well. Like, especially since the message was like, is loud and clear and is brought to you. Now, this is a nitpick, but the way he dies may trigger you. There's a couple times where he died, and it's just like, there are times, like, spoilers, like, when he's figuring out like he's living the same day and all that stuff, he's literally like just leaving, and he's like, he'll run left and the cop will shoot him. He'll run right and the cops will shoot him. It's like, what is the reason? Like, what is the reason for the cops to shooting you from there when you're not doing anything? And the bet to me, the highlight part of this movie is basically when Carter James, Joey Badass's character, talks to the cop, and they have this conversation. And to me, this is also where, like, I like this, but there's also, if I may nitpick it, I feel like they could have gone further with it. I feel like they could have spoken on some of the Black Trauma events, or like how a young black man like that who's literally doing nothing, like every time you see a cop, it's like, I feel tense, like I'm going to get fucked with, like especially when I'm not doing anything. They do explain like the race relations and all that other stuff. Like he explains like why he became a cop. So it was just like, because basically the cop was like, I'm tired of being bullied. And he said, oh, so you became one of them? And he was like, so I locked him away. So a lot of people look at him as a bully. This one, like, even though that's the highlight, the part, the ending of that will piss you off. Because it's like, if you ever seen 1308, if I could, without spoiling it, but I will compare it to this. If you ever seen the movie 1308, there was a part where he got out. And he thought he was out, and then next thing you know, he was back in room 1308, and like he just starts flipping the fuck out. Now he didn't flip the fuck out, but you could tell like from that point it was just like, I'm tired. And now the thing is, and as I'm talking about this, like you do get it, cause it's just like he was at the end of it, he was numb to it. Like you gotta understand that message. Like he was, the way he woke up. It was like at the beginning of the movie, the way he was waking up, he was jerking up out of his sleep, he was jolting up out of his sleep. It's just like, what happened? Till like, when you see this part, he just opened his eyes. And he was like, I'm numb to this. It's just like, I just want to get home. That part right there, like, if you, to me, like I said, it's a real good part, but it might, as a nitpick, I still feel like it gone further, and the way he made Giles trigger. That part triggered me, but I think it was for a good reason. So overall, I do expect y'all to watch this movie. Like there are some subliminals in there, like I told you about the whole waking up thing, that you will catch it. If you're really like into it, you will really catch it. There's a lot of subliminals in there, and there's a lot of things in there that, you know, you could like get a message off of, and like a whole think piece of it. So I thought it was a good movie. Let me know what you think. Did y'all like the movie? Are y'all tired of seeing Black Traumas on TV? If so, what kind of movies would y'all like to see instead of like more Black Trauma movies? But I would tell you, go watch this movie. It's on Netflix. It's 32 minutes long, and it's not, and it feels like a 30-minute film. It's not like, it doesn't drag on, doesn't waste your time. It's a real good, solid movie from front to back. I can see why it was nominated. So Joey Badass, props to you. I think you did a phenomenal job in this one. I thought your acting was on point, and like I was impressed. And like, props to the people who made the movie. I enjoyed watching it. I thought it was a good movie. So let me know what y'all think. Till then, my name is Oscino Fly, and I'm out. Peace.
Fancy ass man wear glove or rings, flying around town in a tub of wings. Found out how to make love to fiends. He mixing that fudge with the drug of dreams. She too teenage to have a drug of choice, but she fuck with that Royce like she love Detroit. She rolled.
Pharaoh.